you leave this meeting, think about this. 23 years of age, on a building site in West Australia, first day on the job. Non-union company, no induction, was up 24 floors, no harness on. Fell to her death down a lift shaft. That rotten stinking company got fined $269,000 and continued working. We had to go out and see the mum and the dad and their aunties and the uncles and the families. And so the message is clear. If it's not fucking safe, stop the job.
There's nothing more important than coming home alive. Safety is the #1 industrial issue. Not just theoretical safety where we're talking around the table with boards and government bodies, but we're on the job fighting for safety and organising workers. We've got our National Safety and Training Officer organising our HSRs, organising our delegates. Our delegates and our HSRs need to be one fighting unit. That doubles our union capacity and doubles our ability to ensure that every worker goes home safe.
It's no good having a great EBA if you're not there to enjoy it. So I tell them all, wherever I go, stop the job. You have a right to stop the job if you think it's unsafe.
When you become a HSR, you need to do generally a 5-day course and a 1-day refresher each year. On top of that, the union runs a little bit of HSR training just to get them around their powers and functions, way to put PIN notices on, vessel inspections and the like, which has been rolling out through the branches nationally.
Because if you look now, the national wage case.
We're campaigning heavily for safety in the stevedoring industry, and it's MUA members and workers that are going to turn safety around.
HSRs obviously have them powers and functions to be able to inspect, cease work, and they're protected by the legislation. If we've got safety facilitators, they do a good job, but I would suggest to drag a HSR along with you. If we come across a deficient vessel of sorts, there's no good just sorting the vessel out at your port and passing it on to the next one. They need that information. We need to approach these ships consistently. The communication network's been working really well. We've got the National Waterfront Safety Unit, which was another resolution that came out of the 2020 conference, where we've got lead delegates from all of the terminals and all of the bulk and general ports around the country who meet a couple of times a year, share information, track vessels and make sure they're compliant and make sure they've got the same control measures put in at each and every port. Well, the maritime industry has been left behind with especially cranes. Cranes in the offshore, ship cranes in bulk and general ports, straddles. None of these plant and equipment have high risk work licensing. You can drive a pallet fork on the wharf, you need a high risk work licence, yet you can be driving ship cranes doing a dual lift and there's no licensing. Massive inconsistencies around the coast from different ports. There's a Safe Work Australia working group now looking at implementing high risk work licensing for cranes, which I am part of. Still got a little bit of bureaucracy to go through, but looking promising. Since the implementation of the Stevedoring Code of Practice and the legislative change in the harmonised WHS Act, which gives HSRs more powers and functions on the job, there has been a steady decrease, but HSRs need to stay vigilant to perform their duties on the job and help keep their workmates safe. Industrial manslaughter has now been legislated in most states and jurisdictions. There's a couple dragging the chain. HSRs need to educate our fellow workers to follow safe work procedures on the job. There's no cutting corners in our industry, it's dangerous.
We're genuinely concerned about what is going on around safety. It's like your EBAs. If you go in and see a boss and there's only 20% in the union, he won't even talk to you. But if there's 100% in the union, he'll certainly talk to you and he'll listen. And if he doesn't listen, then he's got a major issue. If workers stick together, they can fix things. Make sure the job's safe. If in doubt, don't do the job. You get 100% support from the union, 100% support from the delegate structures, how we operate, bring in the membership with us.